Hey guys, welcome. I wanted to do a real quick boss guide for Fungal Grotto 1 Veteran Hard Mode. This one's not particularly hard, but I wanted to do a boss guide for those people who maybe have never run this before and are looking for a real quick rundown on how this dungeon is going to work. Alright guys, so what you're going to want to do here is taunt this boss and taunt the ads. You could chain the ads in or range taunt the ads in and then grab this boss and turn him away from the group. This boss doesn't do too many terribly difficult mechanics. He does a set of consecutive attacks with his arms that you kind of want to watch and mitigate. Other than that, as long as the tank blocks and holds taunt with this boss away from the group, you shouldn't have any issues. I don't think he does any cleave or anything too terribly difficult. This is just the first boss fight, so it's not too terribly hard. Alright guys, for this second boss, this boss actually has a few things. You want to taunt him. He's going to call his two ads down. Once they're dead, he won't respawn them. So concentrate on getting those ads cleaved. Keep those ads near the boss. You basically taunt the boss and keep the ads near the boss. As you're going to see, he does a little, he does like an AoE on the ground. You can reposition the boss so your DPS and your healer don't have to stand in that, and they can continually DPS the boss. He's going to do a heavy attack. You're going to want to block that. You see it right now, that heavy attack. You're going to want to block that. He'll knock you down. The only other mechanic you're going to see here is he's going to put a bomb on somebody in group. That bomb right there. You're going to want to have it's random. Whoever gets that bomb is going to want to step out of group. All right, hey guys. So this third boss here, this Drog is going to do some really heavy cleave. You want to turn this boss, make sure he's turned away from the group. You're going to want to tank the ads, obviously taunt the ads so they can be cleaved. Once they're dead, he won't respawn them. But you can see that this boss does a bunch of like consecutive strikes. And you can see the cleave right there on the tank. This boss actually does quite a bit of damage to the tank. As a tank, you're going to want to be very careful. Like I said, taunt this boss, face him away from the group. He does a conal, like AoE cleave. That will really hurt the group bad, that one. For some reason, he's not taunted here. Don't do that. But yeah, you can see this boss does really heavy damage to the tank. There's the cleave. You just basically want to block. You make sure you block this boss's attacks. He doesn't do any heavy attacks or anything like that. It's just the cleave with this boss that you really, 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 really want to make sure you have faced away from the group. Alright guys, so this fourth boss is really easy. Once you kill these ads here, I wouldn't worry about taunting them all. They die pretty quickly. The DPS should be able to kill them. So just tank this boss in place. Have him face the tank. You can see here he's going to spawn some ads. Don't worry about taunting those ads. They should die relatively quickly. You can see they all get wrapped up. Tank this boss in place. He doesn't do anything particularly deadly to anybody in the group. He just spawns the ads periodically, and you have to kill the ads. Other than that, just tank him in place. And as a rule, just make sure your DPS never stand in front of a boss so they don't take cleave damage. But that's it. This boss, like I said, you can see this boss is sort of just a warm-up for the final boss. The final boss is going to be right across this bridge. We're about to cross in just a second. This boss does drop a name drop. I believe he drops the, it's a claw. It's like a claw necklace. It's the Draugr. It's the Dre necklace, the Dre Kingslayer necklace, if anyone was looking for that set. All right, so this last boss here, so you can see the hard mode scroll off to our left. So this boss here does a couple mechanics. He does that heavy attack, block that, don't be bad like I was. He does an AoE. You guys just saw that AoE is going to kill anyone in the group who isn't the tank it's supposed to kill you. So you're definitely going to want to get out of that. This boss is supposed to, I believe it's 65 or 60 and then 35 or 30%. This boss will go to one or two corners of this room. He does it at like 60, 65, and like 30% health, and he'll spawn some ads. He'll stop, like you see it now. He's going to go spawn some ads. The ads aren't particularly deadly. They should die to cleave. Important thing about this boss is he does a really nasty set of like consecutive attacks that can be relatively nasty on the tank, and he does that huge AoE. That AoE right there, you see it again. That was supposed to kill whoever's standing in it who's not the tank. As a tank, I prefer just to stand in it and mitigate it. I find that roll dodging when I don't need to uses too much stam, and then that heavy attack there. Block the heavy attack. It shouldn't kill the tank. It's just one of those, it's just annoying. It repositions the boss. The boss doesn't actually reposition here at like 35%. I don't know why he didn't do it. But he's supposed to reposition to the left on the other side of the room and spawn more ads. But that's this on this spot. That's that. So block that. If you're a tank, you can stand in that AoE. If you're a DPS or healer, get out of that big AoE, and then the heavy attack, or that AoE there. And the heavy attack really all you have to worry about on this boss. He's not particularly hard. This is obviously one of the vanilla dungeons, so it's not hard. It can be a little daunting if you're if you're new to the game. But that's it for this dungeon. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And that's it. By the way, guys, so I realized after recording all this that we didn't activate the hard mode scroll. Just to be clear, the hard mode on this boss, you activate it with the scroll and like the little gold scroll that's off to your left when you come across the bridge. And this boss gets extra health and it does some extra damage, but it doesn't have any other mechanics. I just wanted to be clear on that. I realized that after I put everything together.